So let's get to our guest speakers. So Asad Haque has decades of experience in information security architecture, specializing in at-scale security for IoT and embedded systems and system APIs. He's designed blockchain-based decentralized autonomous authentication and authorization for constrained devices, which is relevant for Thread. He possesses extensive hands-on experience as a chief application and network architect, including experience in system management, information security, and large-scale network deployment. Over the last 2.5 years, he's been actively involved in the Matter protocol. As a founding member of Matter, he has contributed to the specifications as well as the implementation. He sits on the Matter steering committee and chairs CSA's security advisory group. He also leads the Matter's decentralized and distributed compliance ledger that is developing blockchain-based ledger to provide device provenance, certificate status, and commissioning and operating parameters. So with that, Asad, take it away.
That guy with the tie, I have no idea. All right, so welcome, folks. Great to have you guys in town. And it's great to be in a member meeting where I'm not sleeping in a hotel. Also, Vivid forgot to mention, maybe after the member social, if I can convince my wife, we can have a little after party in my basement. But stay tuned for that. No promises. All right, let's see how I work this. Oh, am I going backwards?
Yeah.
Oh, this one, guys. Cool. Okay. So I want to quickly talk about, it won't take a lot of time, but talk about Thread and its strategic importance and how we play it. As Vivek said, we joined Thread late last year, early this year, and I'm really excited to be part of it, of this growing community. And also welcome to Philadelphia. As Vivek said, a lot of good things to do. The river that Sujata was mentioning is called Schuylkill. Can you guys pronounce Schuylkill? So it's a great thing. I'll try to be there tomorrow if I can. Everything else on the screen is walking distance, maybe except the Geno's for Philly cheesesteaks. That's probably a ride. That's probably an Uber. But everything else is within 15 to 10 minutes walking, and the weather is great for that. A little bit about Comcast. You know, we are a global technology company. We have a lot of different interests. And where I sit is on the left under Comcast Cable, where we have cable systems, IoT, automation, and I also work closely with our colleagues across the pond in Sky. Sky is also part of Comcast, and we collaborate very closely with them. In terms of our scale, you know, we have to operate a fairly large network, and with that, there's a lot of responsibility to ensure security uptime of the network and our properties. As you can see, there is a lot of information that flows through it. There are about 97 million devices that run in a specialized operating system. We call it RDK. And that's where our integration happens with 802.15.4, where Thread is, and where Wi-Fi also, BLE, everything, it gets integrated into those devices. And we're excited to add the possibility of including Thread in that mix as well. So a little bit about Thread. I'll take you guys some history. You guys probably know this better than I do. That I've been involved with CSA or Zigbee for past 6.5 to 7 years, and it was around 2018 where we were doing ZCL library, the public name or marketing name was ... We ported that over Thread. Why we did that was because it was realization that Thread is indeed very strategic to IoT interoperability. That Thread, being its IP bearing, provided a transport that will ensure the interoperability of not only home automation, but everywhere IoTs are being installed. So this I believe led the stage for where we are today, right? CSA saw the strategic importance of Thread that Thread provided, and really set the stage for last year when we released Matter, as Thread being one of the two operational transports for Matter. And where Thread is so crucial, well, I'll talk about it, is how it provides a secure low power mesh for battery operated devices. And we'll talk about the importance of that. So pre-Matter, as we all know, the devices, they work great within an ecosystem. They provide good experience, but where things fall off is when a consumer tries to move devices between ecosystems. That's when interoperability or lack thereof causes a lot of friction and issues and leads to frustration. It leads to basically oftentimes throwing away your investment in devices and another experience buying, integrating, configuring, setting up entire network at home. This obviously is why we are here to solve. And we have been here for last 3 years plus within CSA, close partnership with Thread, to provide an experience where consumers benefit from interoperability and compatibility between all the IoT devices, so that when the consumers move from one ecosystem to the other, they can move their experience without having to reinvest in devices or reconfigure everything. So also in terms of applications, we know there are many different applications, and now we can add Matter in the mix. Also many different transports with Zigbee, Z-Wave, Thread, etc. And many data models. What we are seeing is consolidation, so that the devices that are being manufactured can speak one or two different transport protocols, or work with one or two transport protocols along with the application stack that gives us the interoperability and extensibility and experience, seamless experience that we will all benefit from. So why is Thread so important? Right, I talked about it. Is that if you look at what Matter has done, is basically said, okay, we will use obviously Wi-Fi. It's ubiquitous. We will also use Thread as for low-powered battery devices that will benefit from full mesh and secure transport. And then we will build upon security application layer and provide compatibility and interoperability between devices. Why Thread sits so nicely in this equation is that it provides security at the transport layer. It's widely supported. 802.15.4 is widely available, and low power. It's mesh, and the biggest property of Thread is that it is IP bearing, right? With IPv6, thread devices can not only communicate on a local network, they can really communicate over the internet. That's the Internet of Things. Thread enables that. Thread enables IoT transport by providing these crucial properties that are needed for success. So I believe that the road to IoT standardization and interoperability really goes through Thread. Thread is a key component of how these devices communicate among themselves and over the internet, and do that without requiring line power, and being able to run that on coin cell for multiple years, without sacrificing functionality. So as a service provider, why is Thread so crucial for us? Is that we have already deployed, millions of gateways within our subscriber homes, and they are providing full Wi-Fi signal. They also have 802.15.4 capability, and in most cases, they are being used as a transport for Zigbee. So that gives us a great opportunity to enable Thread on top of the MAC-PHY 802.15.4, and use our gateways as border routers. In this picture, as you see, there's another border router that is basically extending the network, or there can be only, you don't need two, you can have just one border router. And why this is important is you already have a gateway device at home. Why invest on another where it can provide the network connectivity not only for BLE, for Wi-Fi, it can also do that for Thread. We also have, this is kind of builds upon the previous slide I was talking about, managed access point, where basically the devices are fully managed experience for customers, and now enable them to go buy Thread devices that are running Matter, and basically turn them on without investing in additional hardware. You can, if you have a gateway device that can speak Thread, then all you need is additional devices that will take advantage of it and extend your experience. It's important because we need obviously IPv6, also support for IPv4. We need security, which Thread provides at the transport layer. We need seamless experience. And what we don't want is truck rolls. Truck rolls are expensive to execute. It delays, gives us, customer experience is not ideal for customer experience. So if we minimize truck rolls and have technology work seamlessly, I think it's a win for everybody. Managed security is another part that's part of our portfolio, where consumers just buy these devices and they're fully managed and operated by Comcast. In that case, most of these devices today are based on Zigbee, but we see a great potential to enable Thread as well, and Matter on these devices. Finally, there's another component of security is self-install, where the consumers are just buying devices, different sensors, network cameras. And what is so crucial for us is ease of installation. When you buy a device, you power it up, it joins your network, it finds the right border router, becomes part of your Thread network. home network. While we are doing that, it's important to detect any rogue activity, rogue devices that may take advantage of that joining window. So we need to ensure that the technology provides secure commissioning. And we believe that with Matter and with Thread, that's really ensured high assurance and security of these self-install devices. Um, Also talked about 802.11 Wi-Fi, 802.15.4, and obviously uptime. Because these are security sensors, security devices, uptime is really crucial. And battery-backed small sensors, we like them to run multiple years so that you don't have to find a ladder and climb and change a battery for our customers. That usually leads to a truck roll. So the longer the device lasts, it's a better experience for the customer, and less calls, obviously, for us to support. Okay, so with I believe this is kind of the last thing I was going to talk about, just high level, but I'm here. You guys can feel free to reach out. I can also host you for meetings in our headquarters, where we are. If you follow this line, it's like it's like literally 12 minutes or 10 minutes walk. There are two towers. You want to be on the left. That's the technology center. The one on the right is administrative offices, building, the staff. But on the right is where we will be Wednesday evening. And if you have time in the meantime, and you want to take advantage of Universal Sphere, there is experience there. You can just walk in there, no access needed. They do it, I think, top of every hour. It's a cool experience if you have time. Enjoy it. Let me know. I'll meet you there. We can do lunch. And yeah, with that, I'll turn it over to Vivid. And thank you for your time. Appreciate it.